Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to be playing Zombie Survival Xtreme version, I think it was like 2.3. So at the start of this game, it's extremely important to start building a house right away if you're playing on a high difficulty setting, because you only get 30 seconds before the zombies spawn. And it looks like a few people here, this is probably their first time, they're all copying what I'm doing. And that's not bad, because doing this is what you're supposed to do, but it's going to be a little problematic for me, because you really don't get much space to work with. And we'll see how this goes. So we need to start creating a basic maze. Zombies are 2 blocks wide, which means you want to make sure that you leave a 2-block gap for the zombies to go through. The length of your maze is pretty much up to you. You can make it as long or as short as you want. Personally, I like to just make it extremely long because that'll just give us more time to work with, get the zombies running around in the maze for longer. And if at any point the zombies are completely obstructed from reaching you, then they will start attacking your towers. So make sure you leave a gap for the zombies to get through. So let me reseal this and put up a farm. Okay, a little suboptimal, but shouldn't be too bad. The biggest problem here is we now have to spend another 30 seconds building the farm because that zombie destroyed it. Once we get this farm up, or the house, we will be creating a worker, and the worker will essentially double our build speed.
No, not like that.
But we really need Teal. I mean, who knows? Maybe he's grasped it. It's all going to come down to whether or not he properly gets that zombie to path through the maze. You know, if I wanted to here, the actual location that I'm in really does not matter much. So what I might do is, because Teal has messed up this maze severely, is just run to a different location and start putting up some new towers. Alternatively, if Teal dies, we can return to that as well. So we'll start just putting up a new maze right here. It should be fine. It's going to take a little bit of extra work. We'll probably have to just do this somewhat backwards.
Yes, I'm already on it. How did that get approved?
But yeah, just due to the tower creation time, shouldn't be too far behind here. At most, we would have maybe 1 tower if it was going ideally. Yeah, and it's pretty easy to just place a random structure and buy yourself a little bit of walking room from the zombies.
That's not in the blueprints. An elf would have thought of something better.
And because these are free, you can just destroy them whenever. Doesn't really matter. Looks like we've had about 3 people die so far. And if you get hit, it's not a one-hit kill, so you can absorb a few shots.
I'll have it up in no time. You want me to do what?
Our town
An elf would have thought of something better.
Okay. Let's start putting together our first tower. Towers also take about 15 to 30 seconds to build, so just keep that in mind.
You're interrupting my calculations.
Yeah, Pink here is messing up the micro, brought zombies to the bottom side.
How did that get approved?
We'll also have to destroy Teal's house, because that'll get in the way.
Job's done.
That's not in the blueprints.
Looks like 4 people are down so far. And 0 zombies have been killed.
No.
Not too surprising though, zombies have 6,000 HP, so at the beginning it takes a little while to build it up,
An elf would have
your DPS. Alright, my first worker is done, about a minute behind schedule or so, not a big deal. And now we can gradually start working towards just getting this tower and maze setup going. And also, this is extremely important. If your builder, your survivor is building something with a build helper, and you have both of them in the same selection group, when you try to run away, only the build helper will run. So keep that in mind, because pretty frequently you will end up having to do some jukes, like I'm doing right now, just constantly running back and forth. But when the build helper gets in the way, or he's the only one that runs, then your survivor falls behind, might even result in you dying. So yeah, just be very careful about that. We really need to elongate this maze. So what we're going to do is put up a couple more towers here, and then run through the middle. And each time we'll just add 2 or 3 more towers.
That's not in the blueprints. An elf would have thought of something better.
Yeah, maybe if I have time to type out a message, I'll try to tell Teal to destroy all of his structures, because he is making this more complicated. Actually, I wonder...
My calculations.
Nah, can't target friendly units. That would have been nice if you could.
Job done. Forward.
No, not like that. Let me do it.
Okay, we're up to 5 towers, which means we have about 1,000 DPS.
You're interrupting my calculations.
Zombies ended up getting blocked there, which is extremely problematic. They just took out pretty much all of our towers. I'm not entirely sure why, since there was a path to get to me.
Yes, I'm already on.
So that's, yeah, it's pretty bad.
That's not in the blue.
And, go figure, they left Teal's farm, the only thing we really needed to get destroyed.
An elf would have thought of something.
Let's just keep, start working in our backup maze again.
You want me to do what?
Ghouls have spawned now. Ghouls are like the zombies, but they're faster and do more damage.
How did that get approved? That's not in the blueprints. How did
Truth be told, if you really wanted to, you could probably never build towers, but it'd be pretty difficult.
What?
No, not like that.
Because, yeah, the zombies would just keep building up. A couple hundred zombies spawn throughout the course of the game, so...
You want me to do what?
Alright, these two snails will follow my main survivor very slowly.
An elf would have thought of something better. That's not in the blueprints. An elf would have thought of something better.
What is it?
I'll have it up
Heard
in no
the
time.
sound of something dying, but fortunately neither of my build helpers died.
An elf would have thought of something better.
Alright, now we will build this upwards. And the other good thing is there's that classic Warcraft 3 pathing problem, which is if there's too many units that have spawned, they'll start to slow down, so we might be able to use that to our advantage as well.
That's not in the blueprints. An elf would have thought of something.
Yeah, and also, if we can get a second farm created to double the rate of our villager or build helper production, that'll really help out a lot as well.
You want me to do what? An elf would have thought of something better. You want me to do what?
Let's cancel
An
that.
elf would have thought of something better.
Fine it a little bit.
Yes, I'm already on.
There we go.
An elf would have thought of something better. That's not in the blueprints. Yes, I'm already on.
Teal do.
That's not in
Who
the
knows what that
blueprints.
means?
An elf would have thought of something better. That's not in the blueprints. How did that get
Boulders?
approved?
A lot of them. So it looks like he's going for boulder towers.
Yes, I'm already on it. An elf
Yeah,
would have
if
thought
you guys are enjoying this video, consider liking and subscribing.
What do you want?
And also,
That's not
don't
in the
forget that I do
blueprints.
live streams on Saturday, so if you're looking to play some games with me, that's the time to do it.
That's not in the blueprints.
Ready to work.
You want me to do what?
Here we go. This is starting to shape up nicely.
An elf would have thought of something better.
Looks like Teal has finally died, but too little too late on that. So we'll just have to keep working on this new maze.
That's not in the blueprints. An elf would have thought of something better. That's not in the blueprints.
No, I actually built that slightly too high. We'll fix that in a moment.
That's not in the blueprints.
And the build helpers are exactly as described, they're only helpers. So if you were trying to build a tower and you don't have your main survivor working on it, the build helpers can't do
What do
anything.
you want?
Yes, me lord.
I'll have it up in no time.
You can also use the build helpers as like little mobile blocks, because the zombies won't attack the build helpers unless the path is obstructed, much like how they won't attack your towers.
2 + 3 times 12.
Job's
What
done.
do you want?
Forward.
I'll have it up in no
Ah,
time.
accidentally messed that up.
You want me to do what?
Okay.
That's not
I'm gonna have to do a little loop through the bottom here.
You want me to do what?
Ooh, this might be game.
Yes, I'm already.
Melee units in Warcraft 3, for whatever reason, actually have a lot of range to their attacks, so this could be problematic.
You want me to do what? Yes, I'm already on.
Okay, let's get my builders over here, get another tower completed.
What is it?
People are coming in through the bottom, so we'll close that path, force them into the top.
An elf would have thought of something better. Yes, I'm already on.
Yes, me lord.
And our health will regenerate, so as long as we don't get hit within the next minute or 3, we should be fine.
Something better.
Forward. Job's done.
Not like that. Let me do it.
What?
I'll have it up in no time.
Head back to the bottom.
2 + 3
Yes,
times
me
12.
lord.
What do you want?
Job done.
How did that get approved?
Looks like Light Blue and I are the only players remaining.
You're interrupting my calculations.
Take a look at his base in a moment.
Yes, I'm already on.
Ready to work.
Okay, nice. He actually has a lot of towers completed.
In no time.
What is it?
Really getting a big pack of zombies here. Normally you would have killed like 15 by now, but that's not worked out.
I'll have it up in no time. No, not like that. Let me do it.
Looks like we have a 4th build helper now.
My calculations.
Still haven't had an opportunity to get a house up,
2 plus 3 times 4.
but we should be able to do that soon.
An elf would have thought of something better.
Job
I'll
done.
have it up in no time.
Yes, me lord.
2 plus 3 times 4.
And yeah, every 10 minutes a boss will spawn. So the first boss, Balthazar, I believe is his name, or Balthazar, he spawned and he has 30,000 HP, which is about 3 times the A-bomb, I believe, or no, actually just slightly more than an A-bomb.
Town is under siege.
My calculations. Yes, I'm already on.
Yes, me lord.
Okay, we'll try to get the we'll try to get this house up very soon.
You want me to do what?
And you notice we've finally gotten a few kills. Looks like you get around 1 to 3 gold, or 1 to 2 gold per kill. I'm guessing zombies are 1 and ghouls are 2.
2 plus 3 times 4.
Job done.
What do you want
Just based on the fact that we have 4 somehow.
me to do what?
What is it?
You're interrupting my calculations.
Towers can be upgraded. Every single tower has 1 upgrade. Well, I don't know that for sure, but most towers appear to have 1 upgrade available for 2 gold, and after that you've maxed it out.
What is it?
No, not like that. Let me do it.
What?
2 plus 3 times 4.
Job
What
done.
do you want? That's not in the blueprints.
Yeah, by moving to the top row, all these guys will have to path up again. Okay, let's try to get the farm right here.
2 plus 3 times 4. What do you want?
There we go. And then let's get these build helpers over as well.
I'll have it up in no time. How did that
What
get
is it?
approved? 2 plus 3 times 4. What do you want?
Yeah, and while you wait for some zombies to move, you can always just temporarily build on a random structure.
That's not in the blueprints.
Nice, up to 5 build helpers, and we just completed our 2nd house after 13 minutes.
You're interrupting my calculations. I'll have it up in no time. You want me to do what? How did that get approved? You want me to do what?
Okay, so now is the time to start figuring out how we can expand this maze without dying. We've got a fair amount of structures up, but pretty much anything that we work on now is going to pose a significant risk, just because we haven't quite killed enough zombies to have an impact.
Yes, me lord.
Let's see. Okay, I think we can work on this one.
Me lord.
Yes, I'm already on.
What is it?
No, not like that.
Job done.
Let me do it.
And then if we can get this row, we could just have it be a wide row. Honestly, it's probably going to be very hard to shrink that row to appropriate size.
That's not in the blueprints. An elf would have thought of something better.
What?
You're interrupting my calculations.
Yes, me lord. Job done.
No, not like that. Let me do it.
Okay. Oh, it seems like I messed up that control group.
Calculations.
Oh, my regular farm just died somehow.
3 times 4.
What a strange time for it to die. Okay, well, I guess that's fine.
You want me to do
It's extra important that we got the house up again.
interrupting my calculations.
So that means we need to get another one. And my builder, as I had mentioned, is almost back up to full HP, which means we can take another hit.
That's not in the blueprints. How did that get approved? An elf would have thought of something better.
What word?
I'll have it up in no time.
Yes, me lord.
You're interrupting my calculations.
Job done.
How did that get approved?
What is it?
Yeah, we'll construct these.
Not like that. Let me do it.
Yes, me lord.
I'll have it up in no time.
Oh, that's not good. I think they just killed one of my builders. Or could that have possibly been the, I don't know, I kind of saw the purple blood, but that may have just been a zombie.
Not like that. Let me do it.
Off I go then.
Yes, I'm already on.
Surprised that light blue hasn't got a single kill. Is literally every single zombie going after me? Or no, actually, light blue just isn't even on the list. Huh.
You want me to
Okay, in that case, he probably is getting kills. Let's take a look at the boulder tower stats. Boulder tower, 16 damage, slow attack speed. That seems really bad. These towers do 271. Well, they are very slow. I'd tell you it's like 1 attack per 2 seconds, so there's just no circumstance in which the boulder tower could be better. Alright, now's a good time to upgrade these. The upgrades aren't super significant, but it is still better than nothing. Most of the upgrades boost the towers by about 20 to 30%. Actually, let's destroy this and put up a cold tower here. Cold tower is going to be really useful to keep them in the maze longer.
What do you want? An elf would have thought of something better. How did that get approved?
We can put up a couple of additional towers over here, maybe expand the maze in this direction.
You're interrupting my calculations.
14 minutes to go. The real problem we're going to have is that at the end of the game, there is a boss rush that occurs, and since I have my maze is so short, it's going to be really tricky to survive. The upgraded lightning tower also gets access to an ability called Overcharge, but I'm not sure if that affects the bosses, since I think they're magic immune. Okay, let's destroy these since we have the time. Nice, we actually were able to finally get that completed. Next up, we'll upgrade each of the cold towers. I'm not sure if it increases the speed of the slow, but just in case it does, I think it's worth doing. Boss number 2 is up. There's one more unique boss, and that's going to be Mannoroth, but he won't come until, I think, the 5-minute mark.
Yes, I'm already on. Well, easy. You're interrupting my calculations. You want me to do what? No, not like that. Job done. Let me do it. Upgrade complete. Easy. Upgrade complete. Alright. I'll have it up in no time. Yes, I'm already on. What? No, not like that. Let me do it. Job done.
Head back up.
Yes, my lord.
You're interrupting my calculations.
What is it?
Yeah, every now and then some of these units seem to move a lot faster than the rest.
In no time.
Job done.
How did that get approved?
Yeah, Arthas went to me. Not too shocking there. I am much closer to the middle than light blue is.
Already on. That's not in the blueprints.
Yes, my lord. Righto.
Could kind of incorporate like a little vertical maze on this side, since we have all of the units on the right.
Ready to work. All work.
Not like that.
Job done.
Alright, you know what, let's give it a shot. Let's try overcharging one of the bosses. Maybe that'll be a way to kill him. Of course, yeah, I don't think it really will, but we'll see.
Not like that. Let me do it. I'll have it up in no time. What? You're interrupting my calculations.
Okay, 4 survivors to go. Or 4 build helpers.
Plus 3 times. What do you want?
Yes, my lord.
How did that get approved?
I mean, I did just hear what sounded a little bit like a death sound, but no, he's clearly still here. Not even sure if we did any damage.
That get approved.
All work. Upgrade complete. All
I'll
right.
have it up in no time.
Upgrade
You
complete.
want me to do what?
Upgrade complete. Righto.
Okay, now we'll head up.
Done. Easy. Off I go then.
Alright, I think we're finally going to kill Balnazar here. Or we're very close to it anyway. If I walk back here and he turns around, that's a guaranteed kill. And there it is. The boss spawned, I think, 10 minutes ago.
Job done.
Plus 3 times. What do you want? Yes, I'm already on.
What?
Alright, so from here, we can start completing the top row again.
I'll have it up in no time. How did that get
By putting up this structure, that'll force them to path through the left.
Done.
No, not like that.
Yes, my lord.
Let me do it. You're interrupting my calculations. Job done. What is it?
Yeah, just hopefully these build hopers won't cause them to attack the towers.
You want? More work. Off I go then. You're interrupting my calculations. What? No, not like that. Let me do it. Yes, my lord.
Okay, back it up. Took a hit there. Not a big deal.
An elf would have thought of something better. What is it? I'll have it up in no time. What is it? Job done. What do you want? Yes, my lord. No, not like that. Let me do more work. How did that get approved?
Yeah, so I guess if you are in a pinch, you don't even technically need to make a maze. If you just have 4 unconnected roads, that'll still work out as well.
Job done. What do you want? Yes, I'm already on.
Okay, do we destroy that? No, it'd be a waste.
An elf would have thought of something better. Yes, I'm already on. What is it? What do you want? Yes, my lord.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're interrupting my calculations. Job done. What do you want? I'll have it up in no time. You want me to do what?
Yeah, we could just put up a couple towers over here, and that would finish up the maze.
An elf would have thought of something better. That's not in the blueprints. What is it? What do you want? An elf would have thought of something better.
Ooh, that's a bad hit there. And once again, as I had mentioned, the classic Warcraft 3 melee, but not really. That hit me over... I would tell you I was like 200 range away when that hit landed.
Let me do it.
Which means I now have to play it really safe.
Yes,
So I'll just always keep my builder on the interior side.
more work. What do you want? Job done. More work. Let me do it. Yes, my lord. You're interrupting my calculations.
Okay, it looks like we had too much of a path block because of the build helpers. But the units are despawning. Interesting. I guess that's fine. Yeah.
You want me to do what? What is it? Yes, my lord. You want? Yes, I'm already on.
Okay, 7 minutes to go.
How did that get approved? You want me to do what?
Oh, what do you know? Light Blue's doing something over here as well. He's making death towers, which have... Yeah, I don't think death towers are really worth building either, because the problem with death towers is that the range... They have a good attack speed, but their attack range is large enough... it's 2 to 31, which means even if it was hitting for 31 every time, and let's just say it attacks 4 times per second, that'd still only be doing the same amount as an advanced lightning tower. Which is why, yeah, the other towers just aren't really worth building. The only other tower that does a lot of DPS is the Lucky Spinning Man Tower, and if you want to go for that one's just fine, but it is a little bit laggy because it shoots the meat wagon attack, and then when you have like 700 of those in the air, it really tanks the performance.
No time.
Okay, Mannoroth will be spawning in about 1 minute.
That's not in the blueprints. What? You're interrupting my calculations. What is it? No, not like that. Let me do it. What? Job done. What do you want? More work? I'll have it up in no time.
So I'm thinking this can be the rightmost wall. We don't have to do too much. We need to place about 4 towers, destroy about 2, and that should do the trick. And then we will have a basic small maze that could normally be completed in about 10 minutes.
What is it? You're interrupting my calculations.
Yeah, because really once you have 10 builders or 12 builders, build helpers, all of the towers can be completed within a few seconds, so most of the time will just be you trying to get to a safe place to build them, which is quite difficult when you never establish a footing.
What is it? Job done. What do you want? You're interrupting my calculations. Yes, my lord. No, not like that. Let me
And I guess, yeah, this time I'll try to show off the overcharge again. It takes 10 seconds to charge up, and I'm assuming that if the unit walks out of range, it just cancels, so it's a hard ability to get off. Yep, there we go. It's like the equivalent. Essentially, it just converts 10 tower attacks into a charge up, which essentially means there's no reason to ever use it, but it is interesting anyway. Yeah, this is where we want to keep them to deal DPS. Like, we can kill an abomination in about 20 seconds, which is okay. And here's Mannoroth, once again, attacking me. He only has 47,000 HP, so he's about the equivalent of 3 abominations, which means if he's in an ideal spot, we can kill him in about 2 minutes or less. This abomination is shocking that it even survived. We could go up to the top row, I guess. Yeah, I think we're pretty likely to kill Mannoroth. But yeah, as I mentioned, killing Mannoroth doesn't really mean anything. I don't think he's even required to be killed. You just have to survive for another 4 minutes, which is about to get a lot harder at the 2-minute remaining mark. And there we go. With one house in 2 different spots, it only took 27 minutes to get 12 build helpers. It looks like Arthas is still alive for the moment as well. Yeah, and the reason why you don't want a maze of exclusively advanced cold towers is because I'm pretty sure they can't even attack the bosses. Yeah, like you right click a boss and it just doesn't fire. Oh yeah, when the boss rush does occur, it also gives every single tower you have a significant attack boost. So it'll go from, let's just say, 1 hit per 2 seconds to 3 hits a second. It's pretty significant. Like, these towers will probably go from very slow to very fast. Okay, Mannoroth is down. Looks like, thanks to my maze absorbing pretty much 100% of the units, teal, or light blue, was able to complete an entire maze. Well, an entire tiny maze, but it could have been expanded into something large. And yeah, so now it is boss rush time. We need to survive for 2 more minutes, and 2 bosses are going to be spawning every few seconds. However, because we have so many units just wandering on the map, they'll probably have a pretty tough time pathing over here. Looks like here's our first boss. Okay, so the Advanced Lightning Tower was slow enough that it only went from very slow to fast. Did I tell you this is about 1 hit per second now? Which would mean it's a 100% attack speed boost, which is really solid. You know, based on his gold amount, it's possible that Light Blue really did kill almost no towers in the whole game. Or units. He's 1, 2, about 2 advanced towers. Okay, 1 minute and 18 seconds to go. I think we have this in the bag. So, just, well, I'm assuming I'm going to win here, but who knows, maybe something will go horrifically wrong. But let me know in the comments if you want to see me play this again, but without everything going wrong at the start because everyone tried to build right next to me. Because I could remake this with the strategy going properly and get a huge maze. When playing properly and not getting interrupted by other players, you can get a maze from about right here all the way down to right here. Just one huge maze, every tower constructed, filled with slow towers, and it's extremely effective at taking out enemies. Like, we would probably have killed several of these bosses by now. This lucky spinning man tower, I mean, it's not actually, that location specifically probably doesn't matter, because I was already blocking that path off. But there we go. So, the game is now over. For whatever reason, at the end of the game, it plays this little cutscene, which frequently will actually end up with your villager dying, but you still did win if you made it to this point. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing. As I just mentioned, let me know in the comments if you want to see me play this game again without everything going wrong. And yeah, that's going to be it for this one, and I'll see you guys in the next video.